Welcome back. Well, the lighting is very funny today. Not sure what this is all about. I think that it's because of changing the clocks and, sunset is coming a little earlier. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't understand this whole change the clock nonsense. I really don't. I've done the research on it, and they say that it's pretty much a wash. Any amount of energy you save from setting the clocks forward and back is more than undercut by other issues. For example, increased traffic accidents and increased fatigue as a result of people having to readjust their sleep schedules. The farmers don't do it, by the way. If the cows want to be milked at 5, they don't care what the clock says. They want to be milked at 5. All right, enough about that nonsense. Today, we went back to Bedford Antiques. I haven't been there for a while. So let's take a look at what we spotted there. And of course, Audie is right here, and he is in one of his high need moods. So I'm sure we're going to be seeing quite a bit of him. I'll be back in a minute. You can be up here. There we go. All right. Are you okay? Yes, I know. All right. Well, as you can see, we do have company. Thank you. Right up my nose, huh? When I went to Bedford, I have a usual order in which I hit the various booths, primarily predicated on how likely I am to get very good deals there. No, don't nuzzle the camera. And so usually I start with Janine's booth. And Janine was working behind the desk at the counter today. So I got a chance to at least say hi to her before I went ravishing in her booth, stealing all the good deals. But let's take a look at what I got there. Well, Janine's booth. And let's take a look over here. 30% off everything. So let's start with this. This is a wonderful little Noritake set. Let me get this up so you can actually see. This beautiful heavy gilding. Now, this is the muffineer for the sugar and cinnamon or whatever you put on your muffins. This is for the cream or syrup. So this is a breakfast set. And this is a salt or pepper shaker. In all likelihood, this would have had a little friend at one time. But with 3 pieces, that's still a pretty impressive set. The price is $25, but with 30% off, it's $17.50. So, oh yeah, definitely affordable. Now, let's take a look at this. We have a divided plate here. This is basically the Japanese version of the Chinese willow pattern. $9. It's heavy. Ordinarily, this is a little more than I pay for plates for tidbit trays, but I have a whole stack of matching plates that will go along with this, and I like the fact that it's divided. I think that'll make a really interesting tidbit tray. And let me just show you this from the top. Right about here is where I would be drilling, which means this will be a very useful tidbit tray. We'll have this area and then 2 little side pockets for the goodies. I think I can make that work. And then this. Now, as I'm sure most of you know, I have an old schoolhouse, and this is a beautiful Christmas plate. Oh, by the way, this was $9. This is $6. And this Christmas plate is going to become part of a tidbit tray that we're going to be able to offer as a giveaway piece. And I like it because, of course, it'll be coming from my schoolhouse, so it will be rather unique to our YouTube channel, this new tidbit tray. Very pleased with this. The total on this is like $28, I think, for all of these pieces. Yes, a little higher than usual, but given the fact that one of them is going into a giveaway piece and the other is a set that is really magnificent, and trust me, I will have no trouble selling that, I think this is probably a very good deal. So let's start with that muffin set. Beautiful Noritake set. It's been there for a while. I have had my eye on it. And finally I decided, yeah, Christmas is coming. And that does affect some of my buying decisions. I am much more likely to get more expensive but more elegant pieces around the holidays on the theory that people are likely to buy them as Christmas gifts for friends, relatives, maybe even themselves. Please tell me I'm not the only person who buys myself presents for the holidays. And I do. I get myself Christmas presents. I get myself birthday presents. I get myself 4th of July presents. I get myself Arbor Day presents, for heaven's sake. I think you should get yourself presents. I mean, why not? At least you know that's one gift that's not going back to the store, right? Well, that piece at 30% off, it was $17 and change. That is on the high side. However, these muffinier sets, that's with the larger shaker, which is the muffinier that holds the powdered sugar or cinnamon or whatever, and the syrup pitcher, when you can get them together, they will sell, and they will sell for good prices. But we additionally have a little salt or pepper shaker along with it. Now, as I mentioned when I was filming, I expect that that was probably an orphaned salt or pepper, that there was another one, it was lost or broken somewhere along the way. Doesn't matter. It's still a really nice, really useful 3-piece set. So I don't think I'm going to have any trouble with that. The other 2 plates that I got, the Blue Willow and the Schoolhouse plate, those are going to go straight into the tidbit tray pile. I recently went through my Blue Willow pattern plates because the plates are all virtually interchangeable. No matter where you get them from, they're basically a plate is a plate is a plate when it comes to the Blue Willow pattern. So what I tend to buy for is, one, good deals. If you're going to offer me the plates at a super low price, I'm going to buy them, and they'll just go into the stash. But I also buy for size, because there are times when I will go in and look at my tidbit tray stash and say to myself, my goodness, I have nothing but 8-inch plates here. Well, that's all well and good, but you can't make a tidbit tray out of nothing but 8-inch plates. So when I find myself in a situation like that, then I will go out of my way to grab 10-inch plates, to grab 6-inch plates, things like that, so that I can vary the sizes, because a tidbit tray is built sort of like a Christmas tree, larger on the bottom, smaller on the top, kind of working its way up. So I had seen some very nice Blue Willow divided plates before, but usually the prices are just cost prohibitive on it. This plate, I didn't actually do the math on it, but I'm thinking it was probably in the range of, what, $5 or $6 after the discount. So that puts it squarely in my happy place for a price range for tidbit tray plates. Glad to get that because, as I say, I've already got the other plates to go with it. In fact, yes, I know you're back. I have so many that I really can pick and choose. And, who knows, maybe do something artistic. I'm not very artistic. I'm really not. But we'll see. The other plate, of course, I couldn't resist. Christmas is coming up. We've got the one-room schoolhouse here. So I'm probably going to do a Christmas giveaway plate with that as a tidbit tray because we do have the giveaways going on. I'll mention more at the end of the video. But the giveaways are going strong. Lots of prizes have already gone out. And it's still rolling ahead. So I thought that would be awfully nice to be able to make something, a sort of a signature of the channel, so to speak, because not very many YouTube channels well, the channel itself pretty much belongs to the schoolhouse. The schoolhouse is the recipient of all the proceeds from the channel. The schoolhouse is the recipient of all the proceeds from the Etsy shop, with the exception of items that are specifically geared for certain charities. I volunteer my time. Like, seriously, I don't make any money at all doing this. The schoolhouse makes out like a bandit. People send Audie gifts all the time. Yeah, I know. So, I'm just the hired help around here, trust me. So I was pretty happy with this. And then I went around the corner, and this is sort of 3 or 4 booths later. So I'm taking this film out of sequence for you, and look what I found. Well, do you remember that divided plate I got from Janine's booth? Here we have 2 small, let me put my hand up there so you can see the size. Small plates in the same blue willow pattern. These, however, are from Belgium. Now, I have plates like this that are from Japan, from China, from England, of course, and now from Belgium. And they are all a really good match for one another. So it just shows you how popular this pattern was. Oh, and very quickly, I don't think I mentioned, these are $2 a piece. So, yes, they're coming home with me. Now, I had alluded to that when I was looking at the Blue Willow in Janine's shop. It's the Japanese version of a Chinese pattern. This, of course, is the Belgian version, probably, of the Japanese version of the Chinese pattern. I have Blue Willow pieces literally from all over the world. Asia, Europe mostly, but I have pieces made in the US. Don't have it any longer, I had one piece made in Canada, in fact. One of the Canadian potteries, I guess, put out Blue Willow at some time. And by the way, there are some really good Canadian potteries, and some of them were very well known in the 1950s because they made some really iconic pieces. One of these days, we're going to have to talk about Canadian potteries because that's sort of a whole little microcosm. But once you see the photos of the work they did, you're going to be saying, oh, I know that piece. My grandma had that piece. That was in my best friend's bathroom. Believe me, the pieces are just, well, as I say, iconic. But back to the point, Blue Willow was made all over the place. And of course, the reason those pieces came home with me is easy, $2 a plate. And ordinarily, I have to pay more than that. So when I find them very inexpensively, Paul often gets them in, and I can just grab a whole stack of them, in which case I do, because you know what Paul's prices are like. If I can get super good deals on them, I grab them. That simple. So anyway, I thought it was quite a little coincidence that it was right around the corner from Janine's booth. All right, next up, let's take a look at one of the other little booths that I tend to go into a lot. And it's mostly because I get some really good deals there. And ultimately, that's why I will go into booths. Do I get good deals there? And this is one. All right, so let's take a look. Okay, time for another why this and not that. This piece, and let me see if I can do something about the, here, I'll try, there, no, there we go. I got the glare out of it. This is a Bavarian piece, 850. Beautiful hand painting. When I first saw it, of course, because of the floral design, I really thought this was a Japanese piece, but no, Bavarian. This is a wonderful Noritake piece. I really love the colors, that sort of purplish. So, this is coming with me. This is not. Why? 850, 16. Easy, easy choice. They are comparable pieces. They are from the same era, but the Bavarian piece is the better buy, and that's usually not the case. Usually people price the European pieces above the Japanese pieces, but not this booth. And this is a booth we've been into many times, and as I've mentioned, it's hit or miss here. I get some wonderful pieces, and then there are some pieces that I just walk away scratching my head, asking myself why they put such a high price tag on it. And it gets even better. When I went over to put that Noritake serving dish back, look what I found. Even older. This is a Nippon piece. It's a tray as opposed to a serving piece, as you can see from the flat back. Again, 850. So I'm not seeing a lot of rhyme or reason in this. This is an older piece. The styles are very similar, and that is definitely coming with me. All right, I guess this is the 850 day at this booth. This is a wonderful Japan flower frog, 850, beautiful lusterware. And these exotic birds, I guess this is a cockatiel maybe? I don't know, we'll have to ask Lisa. These pieces sell. Here is another one. This one is actually $9.50. Basically the same sort of piece, a little brighter. That's some kind of parrot. Again, I will ask Lisa. Flower frog, lovely lusterware. And this is a bizarre looking little cat. It's an ashtray, lusterware. I don't know what's going on with this cat. I mean, I think he's so ugly, he's cute. But lusterware animal ashtrays really sell. So I think this is probably the extent of my haul from this little booth. Definitely not bad, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we're looking at somewhere between $40 and $50. I am not unhappy with this, not at all. Well, as you can see, I grabbed one set of plates, put one back, grabbed another, turned around, found something else, and this is a very small booth, but a lot of their more interesting pieces are tucked away. So I thought it would be a good opportunity to play a little of why this and not that, because those first three pieces, the Bavarian plate, the Noritake plate, and the Nippon plate, are just, boy, they're perfect for this. Ordinarily, and I've discussed this many times, ordinarily, the higher prices are attached to the German, Bavarian, and English porcelain pieces. It's just, That's all there is to it. So the Japanese and Chinese pieces tend to be less pricey. Doesn't mean poorer quality, not by a long shot. This time it was sort of a turnaround. The Noritake plate, which is very nice, was priced at $16. The Bavarian plate, the Nippon plate, were both at $8.50. Well, it was a 2-for-1, really. The Bavarian plate and the Nippon plate both came home with me. The Noritake plate, I was tempted. Noritake is very high quality porcelain. Make no mistake about that. So what I'm about to say is not a criticism of the quality. The painting was beautifully executed. This was, in the 20th century, it was state-of-the-art Japanese porcelain. So, nothing I am about to say should take away from that in your mind. But Noritake tended to favor one particular style of painting, and that is the little shack and the tree and the lake. And sometimes, it's a windmill instead of a tree. Sometimes there's a sailboat on the lake, whatever. I've actually seen them. I did see one once with a moose. And I probably made a video of it because that one went into my eBay shop, or my Etsy shop rather. So yeah, you probably saw that. A moose of all things. I don't believe they have moose in Japan. I don't even know how they know what a moose looks like. But it's a standard scene. This particular plate was nice because it was different colors. The colors are often yellows and browns or blues and greens. This one was a sort of lilac color, basically. It's the only thing. If this had been a different style of Noritake, not the standard, I might have understood that $16 price tag. But as it was a no-brainer. The Nippon piece had virtually the same scene. Shack Tree Lake. How tough is that? Beautifully executed. And it's a Nippon piece, so it's an older piece. This is before Japan was required to write the name of their country in English. So they wrote it in Americanized Japanese. Their country, to them, is Nippon. If you say to them, where do you come from? They're going to say Nippon. They're not going to say Japan. Again, that's our word. So Nippon pieces are older. And in this case, it's a beautiful little tray. The Bavarian piece, again, really nice. Certainly right up there in terms of quality. I have no explanation for why this dealer priced them out the way they did. In terms of quality, I would have to say, and I'm splitting hairs here, the Noritake piece was probably the superior in terms of quality, followed immediately by the Nippon and the Bavarian piece in that order. Like I say, splitting hairs, all high quality pieces. So it wasn't based on quality. In terms of saleability, Bavarian usually sells better. So it wasn't based on that. I have no idea what little algorithm was in their heads when they did this pricing. But I thought it would be very good to take an opportunity to take a look at that. Why would I pick two and not the third? Simply the economics of buying and selling. If I can get two pieces for $8.50, and I know that objectively speaking, these are antique pieces, they are going to sell, I'm going to sell them in the $20 range because they're antique pieces, they're beautiful, they're worth it. why would I throw in a third piece at $16 knowing that it's not antique, it's just vintage, which means it would have to go a little lower on the price. I'd probably break even. So, or maybe not even, who knows. So it made sense. Doesn't mean I didn't think that Noritake piece was really nice. Now, the other things that we got there. We got the two Lusterware bird flower frogs. And those were $8.50 and $9.50. Wonderful pieces. People love birds. They love parrots and cockatoos, and I don't know what it is. People are crazy about them. Definitely from the Art Deco era. These are 1920s, right up through maybe mid-30s pieces. Art Deco, oh, they were crazy for these birds. They loved peacocks, they loved parrots, they loved them to death. So these are nice Art Deco era pieces. And flower frogs, you usually don't have any difficulty selling pieces like that at all, because a few years ago you did. But now people are more aware of the fact that they can throw water in a shallow bowl, throw a frog in, stick a few pansies in it, and voila, you have a really terrific little centerpiece. I think Martha Stewart is responsible for this, but I don't know for sure. So flower frogs sell. And that cat ashtray, oh my goodness. That was a strange looking cat, but I know somebody's going to fall in love with that cat. And Lusterware animal ashtrays sell beautifully. So that was why everything that was purchased came home. But in effect, I do that every shopping trip. The why this, not that. I will see a number of pieces that I like, but they're just not coming home with me. Sometimes it's because they're priced beyond anything I think I could get for them. Sometimes it's just a question of I can get a better deal. I can get more bang for my buck by going, as I did with 2 trays for the price of 1. Sometimes it just makes sense. All right, let's talk about giveaways because this video is already getting overlong. The videos are still going on over on the SueMe Angels Facebook page. Absolutely get over there. Everything is going to be given away. Why shouldn't it go to your house? They do these cute little contests, and the SueMe Angels just pick their own little topic, and usually it's something that's been mentioned on one of the videos or whatever, and it's just too cute for words. So absolutely go over, take a look, and heads up, tomorrow we are going to go through the box that Karen Hopper, who is this fabulous jewelry repurposer, she sent me a whole box of goodies for the giveaway, and Karen's things are always such a huge hit. She has a knack for knowing what will resonate with her audience. She really does. So we're going to get a chance to look at what Karen has contributed to the giveaway, and I will see you then. Audie, he's actually sitting over here staring at me, banging his tail against the side of the bookcase because he would like my attention. I told you he's high-knee today. All right, we're going to show a slideshow on the way out. I'm going to show good kitties, pretty kitties, not naughty kitties. I don't know what I'm going to show. And I will see you all tomorrow. So have a terrific day.